Hey y'all, it is part 2 of 5 things you don't know about me. And since I am the second oldest in our family, I get to go after Brian. So let's start right off with number 1. I am a major introvert. You may not know it from watching me on the couple of videos that I do for Brooke, or even by meeting me, because I've gotten really good at learning how to ask questions and keep a conversation going and keep the focus off of me. But I really do not enjoy talking about me, nor do I enjoy being around a lot of people. I can handle it, and I've gotten better with it as I've gotten older. Thanks a lot in part to Brian, because he is a serious extrovert and he's a great cushion to he'll talk to everyone and anyone. So that's number 1. You probably don't know, I don't tend to act like an introvert so much, but being in situations with a lot of conversation just wears me out. I need a nap afterwards. Number 2, you already know that I have 10 children ranging from ages 20 to 2 years old. What you may not know is that I've had my 10 children in all different ways. 3 of my children were in a hospital, 2 planned and 1 unplanned to be in the hospital. But only one of those hospital births, my first one, Brooke, was with a doctor. The other 2 were midwives. And I've had 1 child in a birth center with a midwife. I was supposed to have 2, but ended up getting transferred for that unexpected hospital birth. Then I have 5 of my babies were home births with a midwife, and 1 of my babies was a home birth without any assistance, and that was planned. We had wanted to do it that way. So I have experience with all different kinds of births, and I can assure you that there is not one size fits all when it comes to having a baby. Every situation is different, as I have proven. Number 3, you know me as a mom and an owner of a homestead, but you don't know a lot about my professional background. So prior to meeting Brian and marrying him, I was working in the medical field. So I have a background in hospice care. I have a background in orthopedics. I worked with an orthopedic surgeon. I was also currently, when I met Brian, I was in school trying to get a psychology degree and was hoping to work in the drug and alcohol field because I have a family background of drug and alcohol abuse. However, once we had Brooke, and I was working for the orthopedic surgeon, when we had Brooke, I worked right up till the day I gave birth to her. But after that, I did not go back to work. And I have not been back to work. The only thing that I have done since then is help Brian with his businesses. So he has owned multiple businesses. Right now he has 2, and I do all the book work and some other things. So I work for him a couple hours a day. I also help Brooke with this YouTube channel. This is hers. She makes the money from it, but I help her and watch all the videos for her and those things. And I'm also the one doing most of the comments. So, and I also help Bailey with her YouTube channel and her Etsy business. So basically, since I've had Brooke, I have been an unpaid intern for my family, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Number 4, when Brooke was a baby, I was struck by lightning. I know, it's crazy. And I'm gonna dispel a myth right here and now. You can get struck by lightning in your car, and no, your rubber tires will not help you. Everyone says when there's a lightning storm, run to your car. And I am like, no, do not run to your car. So the story goes that I was pulling out of my mom's driveway. I had just, Brian was in my mom's house, and I had just dropped baby Brooke off with him so I could run back out for something. And I was backing out of the driveway with my hand, on my gear shifter, and lightning struck the transformer in my mom's front yard, went under the driveway, and came up through my car, into my gear shifter, through my hand. I don't remember a single thing about the incident. All I know is what they've told me. But I do know that I went to the hospital and I was there for a day, and they said it was like having my brain rebooted. Whether it rebooted in a good way or a bad way, one will never know, but I was struck by lightning. They say you have a higher chance of being struck by lightning again, so I just don't go out when it's lightning. Last but not least, I have no thyroid. Can you believe that? Right here, you see the scar. That makes me very unique. So backstory, when I was a teenager, I had all these crazy symptoms and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, and test after test after test, just so many tests. And here it turned out that I had Graves' disease, which they didn't think to test me for because I believe it mainly starts in people's 40s. It's not something that is common in young people. And so it's an extreme form of hyperthyroidism. And so I was diagnosed with Graves' disease. I was put on medication, which did not work. It did not resolve my issues at all. And the options were to get radiation to shrink my thyroid or to have it removed. I was a teenager. I didn't know anything. I was like 19, not having a clue about anything or even asking any questions at all, and had my thyroid removed. Well, here, so many years later, that I know so many more things these days, I would never have had a part of my body removed like that. That is so responsible for so many things you just can't even imagine. But years later, I find out that in most people, when you have your thyroid removed, they leave a small bit of thyroid, and that is not the case in my situation. So there is no thyroid there, and therefore I do take medication for now what is hypothyroidism. But without a thyroid, I can't do a lot of the natural solutions that there are. I've tried, they don't work because there's nothing to build off of. So if you have any experience with that, send me a comment. I'd love to hear what has worked. If you know anyone that doesn't have a thyroid and has tried to get off the medication, I really would love to hear it, which is why I'm sharing that fun fact with you. So that's it. You know more about me. I would say Bailey and I are the ones who do not want to do this, but are happy to do it if it helps everyone get to know our family better. But we are definitely the introverts. We are the ones that are like, oh, I don't want to share all this stuff about me. But I hope that you enjoyed it, and you have something very exciting to look forward to, because as the third oldest in our family, Brooke is up next week. And I know you want to know more about Brooke because she's like the star of the channel and who everyone loves. So come back next week. In the meantime, go back and watch Brian's video if you haven't seen it.